Hey everybody, Jason from Mecha Studios, and this is the RTX-65 Guntank from Gundam The Origin, otherwise known as the most pain in the ass kit I have ever made for a Gunpla. So, I've had this thing since it first came out. Had it rush delivered from Japan, from Hobbylink Japan. Looking really forward to it, and I had nothing but problems. So let me get into it real quick. I'm gonna try to make this video a fast one. Specifically, I'm making this for my friend Scott Willerton. Hope you're paying attention because I know you're looking forward to this as much as I was looking forward to it. So here we go. So anyway, that's just the instructions. Now the problems I've had with this kit, this out of about 150 Gunpla that I have made, this one absolutely infuriated me. I mean, it got to the point where I was ready to throw it out. Okay, so anyway, so some of the problems. Now, if you're going to paint, well, let me start it off like this. If you're going to paint it in sections once you're assembled. For instance, this part, the main body right here, this is separate, this is separate, this is separate. So as you can see, I painted them different colors, whatnot. Here's the gimmick piece for the treads, which absolutely made no sense to me. I don't care about it. I'm not going to use it. So paint this separate. So here's where the first problem happened. This is the upper body, the upper torso. Okay. These side pieces go separate. As you can see, this is where the arms attach. This is the front of the hull, rear of the torso. Well, torso, hull, torso, same thing. This front piece will not go in correctly, regardless. I spent a good 2 or 3 hours just pushing. It did not go in. As you can see, there's still a gap here, all the way around. On this side right here, you see the side panel just is not flush with it. No matter what I did, it didn't work. These little smoke flares, very finicky. One broke off. I said, screw it, it's going to be battle damage. Okay. Now you see that? That's where the head goes. So I put the head in once, and the sucker broke. Like literally, I popped it on, and it broke. So yeah, if you're going to paint the head unit, once it's painted and you got everything painted, apply this last, put it in the last. Another thing with the head unit itself, where this visor is, behind it is just a flat color. I would highly recommend putting your brightest silver on there. If you have one of those new chrome markers, paint that on the plastic piece behind it, then put in the clear plastic piece in order to give it some shine, so that way you can actually see it and it's not really muted, not a really muted color. But yeah, that sucker freaking broke on me, so that pissed me off. Otherwise, I love this head. If anything, I might use it on something else, just because I like how big and bulky it is. It reminds me of an 80s piece. Nice detail. I mean, you can see here I was going to do a candy color on top of it, a ghost tint. But yeah. So anyway, that's one problem. With the treads, as you can see, oh, you really can't see. This part is supposed to be out here like this. Okay, it doesn't quite go in flush. It's not supposed to. There's quite a few of these hubs. I mean, it's on both sides, even though you can't see it in here. Yeah, they're in there. These parts right here do not go in flush either. They will not go in all the way. This one does. This one does not. This one's actually got a good 2 or 3 centimeters of space, a big old gap in it. And it's the same thing on the other one as well. This one's further out than this one. If you're not really paying attention to it, you're not gonna notice it. I mean, let's be honest. But for me, if I were to look at somebody's Gunpla, I'd notice it pretty quick and ask questions about it. So yeah, just be prepared. These things do not sit flush. The treads on the bottom, on the bottom side of the treads, they take a little bit of work to push them together, but they do come together, and they're actually quite nice. A really nice part of the build. Okay. The arms. The arms aren't bad. I mean, they got a nice, decent amount of motion on there, as you can see. The problem is with these guns, they get inserted from the backside of this part here, part of this housing. They do not they do not fit quite right. So you're gonna have to use a pair of pliers or something, or just get somebody who can Hulk the hell out of them and push them in so they go all the way. As you can see, well, hopefully you can see, I had pre-painted it and it just stripped all the paint away. So now it's got to get repainted again. Actually, the whole model pretty much will have to get repainted again if I decide to even bother with it, because quite honestly, I'm kind of pissed off. Now the Guntank only uses one of these, but because there's two sprues that are identical for the treads, you get two of them. So that is a nice option if you want to have one, sitting to the side, just painted differently like I have. This is the primary one I was going to use. This is the secondary. This is the one that's going to get weathered. This will be like a brand new one. It's just something nice to have extra, or you can use it, for another Gunpla. All right. So now on to the cannons. The cannon is pretty cool. I like the cannon. Comes in separate parts. And it's got that little gimmick right there. And this part right here. They move. Okay, this moves up and down. Now, here's where the problem is. This piece right here is one plastic part that slides into this plastic part. This plastic part and this plastic part, same thing, slides right in. Okay, these are very delicate pieces. And I'm thinking this is about as far as you should move it, because underneath here is another pin that goes into a poly cap right here. So that's about as far of a range as you can get with it. Okay, this is the second one I made. The first one, as you can see, had the problem. It broke. It broke really easily. So this is going to end up being in a static position regardless. Because otherwise you can move it pretty far off. Sorry, you can move it pretty far up, but then this part doesn't go in there. So this should go about right there. So yeah, that's as far as I'm going to get it to go. So yeah, otherwise, I'm going to leave the sucker apart. I'm going to put it into a box. And I'm going to forget about it for a while. Because, like I said, this is the first Gunpla I've ever had that has broken anything on it during assembly. I don't know if it was poor planning. Maybe I just got a really bad batch. Like I said, I bought this when it very first came out. I'm just now putting it together because I've had so much stuff on my plate. So yeah, if you like it, get it. I mean, it looks cool. I did assemble it. I had to take it apart just for this video. But I mean, it's a pretty sizable kit. I like it more than the regular Guntank. And I can, as you can see, it's pretty big. It is a pretty big kit. One other thing that I want to mention is on this one. Okay, on the right tread, I do have the poly cap in. Okay, the left tread I do not. The reason being is this poly cap is really hard to get into, well, rather to get the socket into the poly cap. So I decided, since I'm not going to use the gimmick, I mean, even if I put it in there where it's supposed to go, the poly cap will not take that part. It's really hard to manipulate it. Well, I can put this together. The treads go in. You got that right there, and then that hole right there. That's where the treads go in. And it actually pops in a whole lot easier if you don't have that poly cap. You see, it's pretty sizable. And I know Scott and a couple of my friends want to use this for miniature wargaming. So this is the Salamander Infantry. That'll give you an idea of how big it is. Pretty large. It's a pretty large kit. I think it's ideal for 15mm gaming. For 28mm, not so much, but it could be used very easily. A better idea is this right here. Okay, so in the anime and also in the instruction booklet, It has a picture of a guy kind of leaning a little bit in front of it like this. Um, and in the picture, well, in the screen cap of the anime, the Guntank's just very slightly larger than the guy. And where this point would be a little bit higher up, about maybe 3 centimeters taller. So it's good for your 15 millimeter gaming if you can get the sucker to go together without breaking. I mean, as you can see here, it's kind of, there's a little gap here. But otherwise, yeah, it's a good, I like it. I just don't know if I'll be buying another one. If I do buy another one, I'm probably going to assemble first, then prime, and then paint, and see what happens there. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. If you don't like this Gundam kit, let me know. If you had similar problems with this kit, let me know. Alright guys, take it easy. Have a good one.